Hey guys, my name is Britney Jean Sixx, and this is my documentary behind closed doors. And I hope you enjoy this because this is my real life, what's happened, what I've been through, and all that. So yeah, okay, here we go. Um, shit, hold on. Gotta find my timeline and get it put back together. So anyway. Need my drink. I was born in 1995 in Roanoke, Virginia, and brought home to Bassett, Virginia, which is in Henry County, where I have lived all my life. And it's very small. Like our closest Walmart is like 30 minutes away at least, and the closest hospital is about almost an hour away. So, it's very small, there's not many people, and, but it's a cute town, it's very cute. Let's see, I started singing when I was like 3 years old, and I would just belt out songs when they were on the radio. I couldn't really sing, but I would belt them out because I just loved that was fun for me. And when I was around 4 or 5, I could sing a whole song, the lyrics and all, to like Shania Twain and Britney Spears. And with that, before I could even read or write, I could sing a whole song. That's horrible. That's bad. But I loved it. And so anyway, I loved Britney Spears and Shania Twain because their music is timeless and it's just great. I love their music. And anyway, around that same time, I met my best friend Nicole Thompson, and she was the first person that was really my friend and like my best friend, and we hung out all the time. And I remember that we would get on her bed and we would act like we were on stage and sing like I remember singing "Lucky" by Britney Spears, and just like little kid stuff. And we had so much fun. And I remember we also put on this little play for her mom and brother downstairs, and we got in the play thing. We got into a fight, and at the end we ended up kissing and making up. It was so cute. It was very cute. We were just little kids, and it was so much fun. I wish I could go back and be a little kid again, because so I could have more energy. But I have a lot of energy now, but not compared to how I felt then. But that's how life goes. So anyway, they ended up moving away when I was like 12 or something. But I also remember when I was younger, being in like kindergarten, first grade, doing a play that I was a little raindrop in, and we done this little dance and stuff. It was so cute. And I just thought it was so much fun to perform and be on stage. I just loved it. And another one where we done, I don't really remember it, but like, we played kazoo. I think that they're called kazoos. It was so cute. And it was so much fun. But anyway, when I was around 12, Nicole and her mom and brother moved away, and I was devastated because she had been my friend my whole life, and then she was gone. So I didn't know what to do. Like, it was bad, and I really missed her. But anyway, later on, my mom ended up having breast cancer, and I remember being in the hospital. She was hooked up to all the stuff, and I was crying because, we didn't know if she would make it through the surgery or not to get the lymph nodes out, so it was scary. And then Nicole and her mom came, and me and her was playing on the elevator, and one of the elevators got stuck, and it wouldn't move, and we were like, oh my god. So we ended up getting out. We never rode an elevator again. We ended up using the stairs, and we were down in the lobby and just playing around, and, yeah. And then around that time, I was like in 7th grade, I met my friend Allie, and she's my best friend now. She was originally from New York, and she came down here, and then she moved back to New York with her mom and brother. And so anyway, but I remember I was in 7th grade, and I sang in the talent show. I sang Angels on the Moon by Robin Ivory, and it was like from my mom, because it had that stuff in it about the veins, and so I could feel and all that. So it was fun, and it was from my mom, and it was a cute thing to do. And so anyway, around that time my cousin passed away. He was in a bad car wreck with 2 of his friends. One of his friends was in a coma, and the other one who was driving, he was amazingly fine. And my cousin passed away, and that was horrible. And I remember being at the funeral and looking in the casket, and I broke down. That was horrible. I can't even explain how scary that was, but it was bad. Not too long after, around 2009, because that was in 2007. Around 2009, I met this guy. His name was Cody Boyd. I met him, and I walked up to his door. We had been together in school in 3rd grade, and so I went up to his door. I was like, "Do you remember me?" Like, I was just like, "Do you remember me?" And then we ended up being really close, and he would play guitar for me, and I would sing, and we wrote a couple songs together. It was cute. It was so much fun. And yeah, but I ended up having a crush on him. Like, the biggest crush I had ever had in my life. And, so I wanted to look good. I was like 230 pounds then, so I wanted to look good. So I wanted to lose weight. So I ended up throwing up and being bulimic for a while, just to lose weight so I would look good for him. And I lost weight for sure, but throwing up is not a good thing. Being bulimic, don't do it. There's better ways to lose weight, so don't do it. It's not good for you. Don't do it. Anyway, we ended up being together. I asked him out, and we were together. And I remember he made me quit throwing up because one night I threw up and I got so sick I thought I was going to die. And the next day I was at his house and he told me, "If you ever throw up again and if you don't start eating right, I'm going to kick your ass." So I quit doing it so that we could be happier together. And then his brother introduced me to drugs like pills and weed and all the other club-like drugs. And I liked it then. Like, me, him, and Cody would smoke weed and do pills, and it was like cool at the time. So yeah, that was my first time doing drugs. It was like 2010, that summer. But me and Cody, we fought a lot, and it was bad. And we ended up getting into a fight over this chick, and he broke up with me. And I went to my aunt's, and the next day I took him a video game that I had bought him, and I took him that, and yeah, and he asked me if I wanted to get back together, so he took me back, and that was fun. And I went back to school, and I got picked on a lot back then because of how I looked and how I dressed and all that, and so I got picked on, and I didn't like it. And then, like, that September, we ended up breaking up again. And I was devastated. That was the last time we broke up, and I was devastated because I had wrapped my whole world around him. I bought him stuff with money I didn't have. He was my first. I lost my virginity to him and everything, and I had wrapped my world around him. And when he was gone, I was like, what am I supposed to do with myself? Like, I didn't know what to do with myself without him, and it was really hard for me. And I couldn't really bear it, and so I ended up leaving that school for bullying because all of it put together just made me just feel horrible about myself and my life. So I ended up leaving that school. And then not too long after that, my aunt, well, she's like my aunt, her mom passed away, and me and my mom went over there, and her daughter, we ended up being best friends. And like, I remember the next day at the funeral, that night I told her that she was like my angel. She saved my life. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't still be here. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I would not be here. But we ended up getting really close, and like the next day at the funeral, I had told her I was going to give her a hug, and then we were all walking out to go to the grave place, and so she ran back in and gave me a hug, and I don't remember what she said, something like, "That was my hug you were supposed to give me, duh," and so, it was so cute. And then we got to the funeral part, and at the end, she was just sitting there, and just lonely and sad, and I went over there and sat beside her and tried to comfort her, and we've been so close. Ever since then, we've been so close, and I absolutely love her. I would do anything for her. She was like my sister. We're like blood, and I absolutely love her to death. Like, I wouldn't trade her for anyone else. Absolutely love her. And I don't get to see her a lot now, but I really miss her. I'm not gonna cry. I really miss her, and I want you to know that I love you so much, and I would give my world or anything for you because I love you. You're my sister. So don't forget it. I did really good because I almost just cried. Even though I've done this documentary like twice and had to redo it. This is the last time I'm going to redo it. And everything still makes me want to cry. That's horrible. I'm weird. But anyway, also, when I went to Bassett High School, I ended up making a lot of friends there, and everybody loved me. Like, I met my friend Ray and Krista and who else? And like Jonay. And also while I was there, I met Jesus and Kayla, and just everyone there loved me, and I loved being there at that time. I absolutely loved it. And I had so many friends and so many people who loved me. But then I ended up getting kicked out for having fucking ibuprofen. Like, who gets kicked out for having ibuprofen? Like, really? Like, it was so stupid. And then, like, that summer, this guy messaged me on Facebook and said, "I think you're sexy." I was like, who is this dude? And I asked him for his number, and we ended up texting. His name was Seth Thurman. And like that summer, we would go to the pool and all that, and it was so much fun. And I ended up falling in love with him. And we both fell in love, and we were together for that whole summer. And then we went back to school, and he ended up leaving me at like the beginning of the year for some chick, and she was my best friend. And so it was bad, and it was really bad. And so anyway, that was horrible. And then not too long after that, I got kicked out again for having pills, and I ended up in the hospital for a few days because I was suicidal, and it was just bad. It was so bad, and I don't even know how to explain it. But anyway, a little bit after that, I got out of the hospital. I met my friend at that time, Caitlin, and her son and her husband. And I absolutely loved her son. Like, he was a baby. And he was like, I loved him to death. It was like he was my baby because I just loved him, and I love kids. Absolutely. I can't wait to have my own someday, like when I'm 40. Like, for real. And then, we had problems and stuff, and I also met my friend Henry, and we're really close. He's like one of my best friends now. But we ended up having problems and shit. It was crazy. And then I met this other guy, and we ended up being engaged. And then around May, he ended up breaking up with me. And I was devastated because I was so in love with him too. Like, I'm always getting broke up with, and I was so in love with him. So it absolutely devastates me every time. And then I ended up having problems with Henry, and we ended up not being friends for a while. And then not too long after, I met this guy again. I met another guy. Oh my god. Anyway, I met him, and his name was Michael Bell, and we ended up losing contact because I would not go see him, and it was bad, and it sucked. And I was also put on probation in April. And so anyway, we lost contact. And then I met this other guy constantly. His name was Marcos Gonzalez, and we were together for a while. And then I got in touch again with Nicole, and now we're best friends again. But anyway, that July, he ended up breaking up with me, and I ended up in the hospital again because I tried to kill myself, and it was just bad as usual. Everything always goes bad. Like, ended up in the hospital, but I mean, now I'm fine. And so anyway, while I was in the hospital, I met this chick, Tabitha, and she introduced me to Michael, one of her friends, and we're all really close now. And then not too long after, I saw Michael at the probation place, and we ended up hooking up and getting back together, but we got together and then we hooked up, and after that he stopped talking to me, and then I found out he cheated on me with one of my best friends then, and now we're not best friends anymore because of that. It really sucked because I was so in love with him. I was so head over heels over him, and it just hurts. Every time I get broke up with, it hurts. Like, it just sucks. And so, yeah. But anyway, I remember a lot of stuff. And when I was little, I would stay mostly with my mamaw and my nana and papa. I would stay with them all the time. And I loved it because I had so much fun as a kid. And it was fun, and, you know, it was cool. But anyway, it was, a little while back, I met Michael's stepmom, Lisa, and her son, Anthony. We're really close. She's like, I call her Mama Lisa. It's like Mona Lisa, but Mama Lisa. Like, I'm weird. But anyway, we're, like, best friends now, all of us, and, you know, it's cool. And I just feel like, why shouldn't I commit suicide? I have so many more reasons to live than I do to die. Like, that's how I think of it now. But, yeah. And so, anyway, now, I'm happy now, kind of. But, you know, I'm kind of happy now, and I'm good, though, because I have a opportunity for a record deal. I can't wait to go for that and really get it and just get my music out there and be known and rich. I like money, people. And so, yeah, but also people ask me about my religion. I have no certain religion. I believe in, I think the Buddhism religion, I think that's kind of cool how that works. And I believe that there is a God, but I don't know who the hell he is. But I do believe that there is one. Like, how would we be here without someone up there trying to help us? And I also believe in Kabbalah. I feel like he has real rules to the world and, like, codes to the world and all that. And I think that that's a good, cool religion. So I'm into that, kind of. Like, I do have a dream, man. Like, my dream, I have 2 or 3. But one of my dream men is Brad Pitt. And then RJ from Hailstorm and Joe from Hailstorm. Like, I just think they're so hot for some reason. And I'm gonna marry one of them one day. I swear I will. Maybe. And so, yeah, but, yeah. Anyway, that's all. Somehow it's shorter this time. I'm gonna have to redo it tomorrow or something and put everything in there because I didn't get everything. But this just pretty much sums it up. But, I just can't wait to see what happens in the future and where I go with things, and I'm excited to see. And I want to thank Courtney. I want to thank you for being my best friend and like my sister, and I want to thank all my other friends like Ray, Krista, Jonay, Kayla, Jesus, Michael, Tabitha, and Anthony, and James, and Adam, and everybody. I just want to thank all of you for being here for me and my fans that I do have out there somewhere. I want to thank y'all for supporting me and being here for me, and just thank you to everybody, and I love you all, and I hope you enjoy this, but I'm going to have to make another one because somehow I must have left something out because it's so short this time. But thank you for listening to the short version, the summed up version. The longer version will be made tomorrow or sometime soon, but thank you all for watching. I love you all, and just always follow your dreams. Never give up on your dreams. Just believe and it'll happen. I strongly believe in that. But thank you. I love you all, and I hope you enjoyed this. Okay? I love you guys. Bye.